What is BGC? Essentially, we are a child and youth serving organization, and I am going to throw a presentation up here just because I always find it easier to kind of have the words in front of me. So we are a national organization, and every single club in the country has the same mission, vision, and values, and that is what is on the screen now. So that's to provide safe, supportive places where children and youth can experience new opportunities, overcome barriers, build positive relationships, and develop confidence and skills for life. That vision looks like all children and youth discover and achieve their dreams and grow up to be healthy, successful, and active participants in society. Visions are often lofty like that, to wish for every single young person to be able to do all these things is big, but you know, we really strive to have that happen for everyone that enters our walls. And then the final piece of the national model is those values, which is belonging, respect, encouragement, and support, working together and speaking out. So that's kind of the context that all of the work that we do here at BGC is embedded in and rooted in. Here as BGC Charlottetown, as our branch, we have a few priorities that we really focus on our day-to-day lives and within our programs. So number one being access to care. You know, 70% of our participants receive financial support to attend our programs. I'll get into what exactly our programs are here in a minute. And no one is ever turned away because it's out of their financial capacity. Food security, we believe it's super important, especially given the rising price to just eat these days. So we have a program called Project Backpack, but every single other program that we offer is accompanied with food. So if someone is in the building accessing our services, they are also receiving something to eat, something healthy to eat, and we're really proud to be able to do that. And then our final priority, of course, is care and connection. Children and youth need great role models, particularly after the last number of years with remote school and having that really destabilizing time in a pivotal developmental stage. We are really excited to see young people coming in here and meeting new friends and engaging with older mentors and learning and being brave. So our programs, we offer a number of programs and we're constantly growing and adding things to our program list. So right now, we have our after-school program, which runs every single day, Monday to Friday, from 2:30-ish, whenever the buses arrive, until 6. And that's for 65 participants every day. There's 2 structured program sessions. We're a licensed program, which means that our families can access the provincial subsidy. And then during the summer months, we have 8 to 10 weeks, depending on where the breaks fall, of full-day summer camps. So that's 7:30 in the morning till 5:30 at night. And all of our frontline program leader staff are full-time in the summer. But we also always welcome volunteers during those hours. The Breakfast Club program recently launched. It runs Monday to Friday, starting at 7 a.m., where we provide a healthy breakfast for participants and offer a safe place for them to start their day. And then we've connected with the public school branch to have their school buses pick them up here, which has been really great. We also recently launched our evening programs, which are Tuesday and Thursday for school-aged progressive skill building programs. So right now we're doing Kitchen Quest and Imagination Station. And so cooking, food literacy, health literacy, and then Imagination Station is kind of an exploration of all the fine arts. So painting, coloring, dance, music, and we're seeing a lot of happy faces during those hours right now. So those are 6 to 8 on Tuesday and Thursday. And then we have a youth program from 6 to 8 on Wednesdays. Project Backpack I briefly mentioned, which is our grocery subsidy program. So right now we have 24 families enrolled. So every week they get a grocery bag that includes eggs, milk, meat, produce. We really try and provide the more expensive, healthier foods to supplement our families. And then we, of course, include other things like dried goods, pasta, canned beans, those sorts of things. And we also give a recipe in the bag to try and reduce that food waste and make sure everyone has the tools to be putting that food to good use. So like I said, we are a national organization. We have the same mission, vision, and values. And the other thing that we are all unified on is this model for success, or the approach to our programming. So on the screen, I won't read through all of it, but you can see the common features as well as the core programming, and then the short-term, midterm, and adult outcomes. So ideally, if we're following this formula, then we see all of these things happening in our children and youth. In the midterm, we see it kind of carry over as they transition into adulthood, and it results in these adult outcomes on the far right here. Now, again, pretty lofty to think that everyone will get this, but over the past 2 years, BGC as a national organization has undergone a really cool project called the Learning and Impact Project. And that is looking at how our programs impact our communities and the people that access it. So it's the largest study of its kind. Over 5,700 participants have taken part so far in a quantitative portion, and we're currently undergoing the qualitative portion. And the results are, to be perfectly frank, staggering to hear the impact that these programs have. So for us specifically here in Charlottetown, we discovered that 92% of our participants are more accepting of others because of the time they have spent in the club. 90% make better choices because of their experiences here at BGC Charlottetown. 93% take more initiative, and 91% are more confident in their abilities. So this is really cool information to have. Of course, I'm presenting the highlights of the information. There's also some percentages that are a little bit lower, which we are just as excited to hear about. So we can take that and ensure that we're creating and evolving our programs to meet the needs of our young people that are coming in the building. Now, I just rambled at you for so long. Let's talk about what the volunteer role is. So BGC has always welcomed volunteers and thrived because of volunteers. And we have a couple of different buckets that our volunteers can engage with. So we have direct service. So that looks like a lot of child and youth worker students or prospective child and youth worker students from Holland College who need 100 volunteer hours come in and do this. I know there's also some Master of Business Administration students that also need volunteer hours. So we've had some of those students come in to do this direct service volunteer work, which is supporting our program. So that's being on the floor during program hours, helping our young people engage with the sessions that are happening, assisting in the preparation and serving of the snacks and meals. We also have opportunities to support the organization as a whole. So that may be creating social media and promotional graphics, facility maintenance, program preparation and organization. And then of course, there's additional opportunities based on your skills and knowledge. Ultimately, we're a nonprofit. There's always things that need to be done and always a shortage of human resources. So if you're like, I have this really cool skill set that I want to bring, we can always find a time to work together, collaborate, and make something cool happen with that. Why bother even showing up here? Well, let me tell you. You get to connect with your community. That's the best part of my job by far. I moved here from Toronto 2 years ago. Not really knowing, I knew maybe 3-4 people on the island, and through working at BGC and getting to connect with the 65 young people that come in daily, with the families who are picking them up, the greater care circle, the student well-being team at schools, other community organizations, Peers Alliance, Black Cultural Society, Resourceability, STEAM PEI, the web of community that starts here at BGC is just infinite, really. So you get that opportunity to connect with like-minded people, maybe not so like-minded people, but you get that exposure and opportunity to learn from other people. There are opportunities for mentorship that is, based on what your goals are for volunteering. If you're like, I just want to show up and I want to play Lego for 2 hours and then I want to head home, great. But if you're like, I want to learn more about how to manage a budget in the nonprofit world, awesome. You want to learn more about creating a communications plan, great. We have people that are doing that for their job and are, always looking for a helping hand, and also really love to mentor and teach and work together on these things. You'll get a reference for future employment opportunities. And then finally, being affiliated with a national movement. So like I said, BGC, I think there is 90, in and around 90 club locations across Canada. So it is a brand that is recognized. It's a brand that has collaborated with places like Best Buy, Old Navy, WestJet, Cineplex, Mary Brown's. There is a huge, huge presence of BGC all across Canada. So yeah, coming through our doors means you're welcome to a really cool community and family. And we also will do our best to invest back in you and try and ensure your success. What do you need to come in? Emergency first aid and a criminal record check and vulnerable sector screening. The first aid, if you're not directly working with participants, so if you're more in that organizational support or opportunities that aren't directly related to working with our young people, then you don't actually need first aid, but we do require a criminal record and vulnerable sector screening for all of our volunteers. So if you're interested, these are some testimonials. I think I might be bleeding into someone else's time, so I'm going to skip those, but basically they say this place is awesome, you should totally join us. Here is my contact information here, and I will pop it in the chat. There we go. So it's my name, Jacob, I'm the program manager. There's my email, and that's our website. If you want some more information, send me an email. There's a little screening process. So we'd ask for your resume, maybe a cover letter of why you want to get involved. And then one of our specific program coordinators would reach out to discuss your involvements, kind of time commitment, what you're looking for, that sort of thing. And then we would move on to next steps. So